In this video, we will talk about job order costing. Job order costing allows managers to determine the cost of each product and service. Job order costing is used by businesses or manufacturers who produce products and services as individual units. Job order costing allows businesses and manufacturers to assign a cost to an individual product. It is most commonly used when the products within each batch are different from the products created in other batches. A good example of batch production is the bakery business. Why do businesses or manufacturers use job order costing? Businesses and manufacturers utilize job order costing to ensure that the price charged to customers are reasonable when compared to the costs incurred in producing the product. Without job ordering costing, a business could set the price of its product too low or too high. Prices set too low could result in losses for the business. Job order costing includes the cost of the material, the cost of the labor, and the cost of the overhead. Overhead costs are indirect material and indirect labor costs that are needed to run the business, but are not broken out for the production of individual products. All of these expenses added together are the cost of the product or service. Materials and labor costs are very easy to track because we know the actual amount of each. Overhead costs are not as easy to determine because they are estimates. Let's walk through an example together of how to calculate job order costing. The example is how to calculate the cost of making a cup of cappuccino. The material that go into the cup of cappuccino are milk and coffee. The direct cost is the wages paid to the person who actually prepared the cup of cappuccino. Overhead costs must also be figured. Remember that overhead is indirect material and that is needed to run the business. They include utility, Wi-Fi, rent, indirect labor such as salary for other employees like the manager, the accountant, the cashier, the dishwasher, and the janitor, and the indirect material such as cleaning supply. It's very easy to identify the direct cost. Let's say for each cup of cappuccino, the milk costs 10 cents, the coffee costs 20 cents. The direct labor cost is the percentage of the hourly wage of the employees who actually make the cup of cappuccino. In this example, the wage is $10 an hour, and typical cup of cappuccino takes 3 minutes to make. We know that 1 hour is 60 minutes, and that each cup of cappuccino takes 3 minutes to make. The employees can make 20 cups of cappuccino in 1 hour, and an individual cup takes 5% of his or her time. When we multiply 5% by the minimum wage, we find that it costs business 50 cents to pay for the frontline worker to prepare for each cup of cappuccino. Now, Let's talk about overhead. Overhead costs are most often calculated using monthly or annual expenses. In this example, we will use annual cost. The utility for the years are $7,000. Wi-Fi for the years is $5,000. Rent for the years is $12,000. Indirect labor for the years is $15,000. This is the cost for store manager, the dishwasher, the accountant, and the janitor. Indirect material for the years are $1,000, such as cleaning supply. When we add up all of these costs, we have a total of $40,000. Now, we need to determine how much of this overhead cost goes to each cup of cappuccino. To find out, we will use the predetermined overhead rate. Predetermined overhead rate is the total overhead cost divided by the total direct labor hours. Total direct labor hours are the hours that all frontline workers report on their timesheet. This is the total number of hours that frontline workers spend making cappuccino in 1 year. Total overhead cost is $40,000 divided by 17 direct labor hours reported by frontline workers reported. In this example, the predetermined overhead rate is $2.35. What's the $2.35 predetermined overhead rate means for 1 cup of cappuccino? Earlier we say it takes 3 minutes or 5% of an hour to make a cup of cappuccino. So 5% of $2.35 is 11 cents, and that is the overhead cost needed to make 1 cup of cappuccino. We now know that what it costs to make 1 cup of cappuccino. Direct material costs 30 cents, direct labor costs 50 cents, overhead 11 cents. So total 1 cup of cappuccino costs 91 cents. We will look at all the factors in future section. In this example, the manager will also want to know how many cups of cappuccino are sold in an hour and throughout the day. We know that coffee shop may have more customers in early morning or around mealtime rather than other time of the day. Understanding customer patterns will help manager know when to use more or fewer staff, material needed for different drink preferences throughout the day. A job order costing system delivers a very efficient method to calculate the exact expenses required for material, labor, and overhead before producing an item. Job order costing has 4 distinct advantages. First, accurate profitability report on individual operation. Employees' performance benchmark, indirect cost measurement, and monitoring costs throughout the manufacturing process. In summary, ask yourself these 3 questions. Question number 1. When do business use job order costing? Businesses use job order costing in situations where businesses offer many different products or services. Question number 2. What to include in job order costing? Job order costing includes direct labor, direct materials, and overhead cost. Last, why do business use job order costing? Businesses use job order costing to ensure the costs incurred are reasonable when compared that prices charged to the customer. That's all for today's topic. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.